Good afternoon, welcome to GrainTV. My name's Cody Bills. Today is Monday the 18th and we had the market trading higher here. Let's turn over to the Grain Hedge trading platform and see where we closed off the day. Corn trading up 2.5 cents, soybeans up a penny, and wheat in Chicago leading the charge higher here, up 11 cents. Now, one of the reasons I think wheat was trading higher is strictly short covering, but some of that short covering was triggered by some fundamental events. First of all, cold temperatures here this morning. When you look at the lows there, North Dakota, eastern Montana, South Dakota, we're talking about going down into the 20s there, and that could have a negative effect on the planted corn here that's really gotten into the ground relatively early this year. And not only that, but also that spring wheat crop. So in general, that was a little bit of a concern this morning, and I think that helped trigger a little bit of short covering. In combination with that, we also have hard red winter wheat areas affected by additional rains. If we get rains this week, which it looks like we're going to get some pretty significant rains there in the southern plains this week, and then it looks as though there could be more rains here in the following week, that'll be 5 weeks in a row where we've had very good rains for the winter wheat crop. Basically, the concern there now is quality. We went from a concern that dryness throughout much of the second half of the winter and the earlier part of the growing season, dryness is going to impact crops. Now we're concerned here about disease. We're concerned here about crop quality simply because of the amount of rain that we've received over this last month. Kansas has received on average 3.65 inches of rainfall on average here this month. That's from Speedwell Weather. Now let's talk a little bit about the wheat chart. You'll notice this is the Chicago wheat chart. We tried to rally up through that 100-day moving average right around 522. You'll notice we were trading up above it earlier on, but we're unable to close above it. We actually closed right on that 100-day moving average. That could offer up some continued resistance here as we look at the winter wheat crop and we look at this technical landscape. So just be cautious there. We could find a little bit of selling pressure here tomorrow if we don't get further news here about this winter wheat crop and about quality concerns. I do think this is more of a short covering rally, so it might be an opportunity here to possibly price some of your wheat. Let's talk a little bit about winter wheat conditions. This came out in the crop progress report, which was released at 3 o'clock Central Standard Time after the market closed. You'll notice that what we had in terms of changes here in the overall winter wheat conditions is we saw poor, the percentage of winter wheat that was designated as poor, we saw that fall by a percentage point. We saw the percentage designated as good rise by a percentage point. So in general, over the last few weeks, we have seen overall improvement here in the wheat crop, even though it's not by a significant sum. Let's look here at planting progress. We expected to see somewhere around 85% planted here this week. That's what we got. 85% planted as of Sunday for corn. That's up from 75%, which is the 4-year average. So we're still well ahead of pace to meet USDA expectations here. We're well ahead of pace on what we typically see when it comes to getting this crop in the ground. Not only that, but we also see soybeans here planted ahead of pace as well. They're 45% complete. Analysts were expecting to see somewhere around 50% complete. That's not much of a disappointment though. We're still far along here. There's no real concerns for this soybean crop, especially as we're able to get out there in the fields. We've had pretty good weather to get out there in the fields and get the crop in the ground. Let's take a look at the weather going forward. We hinted on this just a little bit earlier on in the show, but you'll see that it looks as though the precipitation this week is going to be in Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Colorado. We're going to see some in Idaho, Utah, but basically a lot of this rain is going to be focused over that hard red winter wheat crop growing area, and now there's concerns, as we said earlier on, there's concerns about crop quality. You will notice though that cooler conditions will prevail over this week. Other than that, guys, that wraps up today's show. If you have any questions about what we talked about here today, please give the office a call. The number is 877-472-4607. Thanks a lot for tuning in. We'll see you here tomorrow.